the prophet who tried to change God's mind. The wilderness was silent, but not empty. Across the Jordan River, on the vast plains of Moab, an entire nation had gathered. The Israelites, fresh from their victories, were now camping at the edge of the Promised Land. King Balak, son of Zippor, stood on the rocky overlook near his capital. His royal robes billowed in the dry wind as he squinted into the horizon.
"Look at them,"
he muttered.
"They are everywhere."
From the cliffs of Moab he could see it all, tents upon tents, organized like an army, stretching across the land. A vast ocean of people. He was shaking, not with cold, but fear. What was he afraid of? Looking back as to what happened recently, Balak had heard the stories. The Israelites had asked to pass peacefully through the Amorite lands, but King Sihon refused, and he was crushed. His cities were burned, his people scattered. Then there was King Og of Bashan, a giant of a man, one of the last of the Rephites. He marched out with a fearsome army, but he too was defeated. Completely. These weren't just rumors. Balak had seen the refugees, heard the whispers, and now the victors were camped right next to him.
"They are going to swallow us alive,"
he whispered.
"like an ox licks up the grass."
He gathered his elders, his advisers. There would be no peace talks. Balak didn't want negotiations. He wanted a curse.
"Send for Balaam,"
the king ordered. His council exchanged nervous glances. Balaam wasn't from Moab. He wasn't even nearby. He lived far off in Pethor, near the great Euphrates River. But Balak knew his name.
"The one who speaks, and things happen. He blesses, and people rise. He curses, and nations fall."
Balaam was not a prophet of Israel, but he was a prophet with a powerful reputation. He had a gift. He could hear from God, and his words were feared across kingdoms. Balak didn't want soldiers. He wanted spiritual leverage.
"If I can't beat them with swords,"
he reasoned,
"maybe I can break them with words."
So Balak sent his messengers with rewards, silver, gold, honor.
"Come curse these people for me,"
they said.
"They're too strong for me. Maybe with your curse, I can drive them out."
When the messengers arrived, Balaam didn't say yes. Instead, he said something unusual for a prophet of God.
"Spend the night here. I will ask the Lord what he says."
And that night, God answered,
"Do not go with them. Do not curse these people, for they are blessed."
So Balaam told them,
"I cannot go with you. The Lord has refused."
The messengers returned to Balak empty-handed, but Balak wasn't done.
"I'll try again. Offer more."
He sent more important officials, dressed in royal colors, with an even greater reward.
"Balaam, don't let anything stop you. I will reward you handsomely. Just come and curse them."
Balaam's heart burned with temptation. He said again,
"Stay the night. Let me ask again what the Lord will say."
But why was he asking again? He already knew God's answer. His lips said obedience, but his heart was whispering,
Maybe God will change his mind. Maybe if I just get permission, I can still take the reward.
That night, God gave Balaam a strange permission.
"Go with them, but only speak what I tell you."
It was not a change of heart. It was a test. Balaam rose early, eager, saddle tightened, robe tied. The reward was within reach. But on the road, God was angry. He saw through Balaam's motives, so he sent an angel with a drawn sword to block the path. Balaam couldn't see it, but his donkey could. 3 times the donkey turned aside. 3 times Balaam beat it. And then the donkey spoke.
"What have I done to you? Haven't I served you faithfully all these years?"
Balaam froze. Then God opened his eyes, and there stood the angel, sword in hand.
"If your donkey hadn't turned aside,"
the angel said,
"I would have killed you."
Balaam fell face down, silent. Balaam finally reached Balak. The king greeted him with impatience.
Why didn't you come sooner? Don't you know I can reward you?
And Balaam replied,
I can only speak what God tells me.
Balak took him to a high place to see the Israelite camp. 3 times Balaam tried to prophesy a curse, but 3 times God gave him blessings.
How can I curse those whom God has not cursed? The Lord their God is with them. Blessed is everyone who blesses them, and cursed is everyone who curses them.
Balak's face twisted with rage.
I brought you here to curse my enemies, and you've blessed them 3 times.
But Balaam said,
I warned you. I can only speak what God says.
Then, with no reward in hand, Balaam turned and went home. But Balaam's story didn't end there. Though he couldn't curse Israel, he whispered a strategy to Balak.
If you want them to fall, tempt them. Entice them to worship your gods, lead them into sin, and their own God will judge them.
And that's what Balak did. He sent Moabite women to seduce the Israelite men. He invited them to pagan feasts. And soon the people of Israel bowed to Baal. A plague fell upon them. Balaam knew God's voice. He had real encounters. But in the end, he chose gold over God. He couldn't curse God's people. So he taught others how to make them curse themselves. A prophet who almost stood for truth, but fell for the price. If you want to hear more stories like these, hit that like and subscribe button.